We mail it to you?
Yes. I don't have ink.
Yeah.
Okay. I said for the future, not for right now.
Get her some ink.
We want that from the Zoom. No, we need a copy of it.
Okay. I'll talk to you later about getting ink.
Man, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. 15. We had it on the road.
Oh my God, the chair
I
on
hear
the
background. I hear 2 or 3 voices going on.
You want a different?
Mhm. I don't hear nobody now.
So is Robin and Darnice on the line?
Right.
Yes.
We have a lot of confusion because
I didn't hear.
Yeah, I can hear Darnice in the background with the mumbling. I didn't
Oh,
recognize.
okay, I didn't hear that.
Ooh, I
She
don't know if we don't have.
specifically mail her something for her specific. No.
Okay.
I want to apologize for the confusion and the late start. There's several meetings going on. There's a lot going on with the district council, traffic. And we've lost 2 members, this week.
Who?
So, George Agahande, that works at the center. And then, Lucius Thomas Mangrum.
You're saying deceased. Is that what you're
saying? He passed on the 17th, and George
both?
passed on the 5th.
So
September.
we had 2 people that died, okay, not that resigned.
What? Her past was the same.
She said 2 people we lost. So that's
Yeah,
that's
we
what she
did.
meant. Okay.
I didn't understand what
That's
loss.
okay.
Oh, you didn't understand with loss, man. I'm sorry.
And I am resigning. So we will need to vote in a new secretary today. So that's new on the agenda.
Whose
But that's-
voice? Whose
Brittany,
voice
you
is that?
joking, aren't you?
I'm actually not. I'm not joking.
So I would like to start the meeting with just a moment of silent prayer for the families of George and Thomas. I'm always remembering as Lucius, but Thomas Mangrum.
That's when I first met him as Lucius, but yes, he changed his name to Thomas.
Lucius.
Yeah.
So we'll give a moment of silence for them.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was reading the agenda too. Excuse me, go ahead.
Okay, I did make copies of the agenda. And also, let us know if you can't hear us because we had to move several rooms. And this room does not have a speaker. And I thought that we would actually be video on the video because some of our members sign in on the video. So how are we gonna get them?
Oh, so I'm logged into Zoom now on my computer,
In
so
case
I'm
somebody
happy to
joins
manage
us.
the chat.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Can people, when they speak, say who they are? Because I can't tell who's speaking.
Yeah, and we need to know that if
Yvonne,
you
yeah.
can't hear.
Yvonne.
I can hear, but I need to know who is speaking.
Yvonne, this is Brittany Tarver, DDS. I was just saying I am logged into Zoom and I'm happy to man the chat. If people
Thank you.
have commentary to write, I can let the group know here.
And I want to say, although I understand that you're leaving us, that I appreciate your service, and I hope that things would change so you would continue with us. But I know that might not be possible. I appreciate your service. You've always been open and always meeting our needs.
And Miss Yvonne,
That's actually the other Brittany who is speaking. I'm Brittany Stuckey. So that's Brittany from DDS that she was just speaking.
Who is leaving? Brittany Stuckey or Brittany?
Brittany Stuckey is leaving, but Brittany Tarvers, who was just speaking before, who you're speaking to now.
Okay, I'd like to really just call a meeting to order because we don't have video. We don't have access to video during this meeting. And when you can't hear, just speak up and let us know. Okay, at this point in time, which we are very late, we have special guests at the meeting. And I would like to introduce the special guests that have joined us from ACL, and they'll tell us a little bit about their position in our relationship. First is Mama Do.
Hi, everyone.
Pronounce your whole name.
Hi, everyone. Yes. Yes. Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Aisha Mamadou. I work with ACL.
Can you say
And
what
I'm a
ACL?
program officer.
Can
I
you
work
just
for
say what
Region
ACL
3.
stands for? And its relationship to the SILC.
Yes. It is Administration for Community Living. And we are under OILP.
It's OILP. Because some of our
It's the
people aren't used to.
Of
The acronym.
Independent Living Programs.
And that's housed under Health and Human Services, right? Federal Health and Human Services.
Yes, we are under HHS.
And also special guest, Ed Ahern. You might have to speak up loud, Ed. Because we don't have speakers either. We don't have a video, we don't have speakers.
I've never been accused of not speaking loud, so that won't be a problem. I'm Ed Ahern, also with Aisha, and we are with the Administration for Community Living and the Office of Independent Living Programs. And we are the grant funding agency that funds the statewide independent living plan. And we're here today, not as special guests. I ask that you might reconsider that as support partners, cheerleaders, and we happen to be in the area, so thanks.
Okay. You want to read them?
Okay.
Okay, right now we're gonna, call the order and go around the table and introduce ourselves.
yes, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brittany Tarver. I'm with the Department on Disability Services. I'm the project manager that is assisting with the SILC and the SRC. Nice to meet everyone here and virtually.
Right.
I'm Grace O'Neill. I'm the Language Access Program Coordinator and ASL interpreter.
Okay. Ashley Pigliavento.
A little louder.
Yes, Ashley Pigliavento. I'm just an ASL interpreter with ACL today.
I'm Charlie Sapane. I'm the executive assistant here at DDS and I assist with the SILC.
I'm Kim Bellamy Cassidy.
Kim Bellamy, Ambassador for Independent Living. And Silk member. And Silk member.
My name is James Kennedy. I'm invited by Kim.
You're an applicant, you Parker.
Yeah.
As a Silk member. Thank you.
I'm Angie Whitehurst and I'm the applicant in process.
Good afternoon. My name is Robin Mendes New. I am the chair of the DC Silk and also one of the ambassadors of DC Center in Cleveland. I am Darlene Henry Bush, Executive Director of Statewide Independent Living Council. And I want to welcome our special guest.
I didn't introduce myself. My
I
name
raise
is,
my, go ahead.
Okay.
hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kathy Fleming. I am the Independent Living Specialist here at the DC Center for Independent Living and the Vice Chair of the SILC.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Abby Bullock. I'm a longtime member of the Silk and also a DACO ambassador.
My name is Yvonne Smith, and I'm a board member of the Silk, and I am the treasurer, and I am the past interim chair of the Silk, and I have been on the Silk, I think, at least 10 years. Landing my plane.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is LaKenya Pitchford, Director of Independent Living Services at the DC Center for Independent Living and a SILK board member.
Good afternoon. This is Renee Carter. I'm a former ANC commissioner for APL 6.
Good afternoon. My name is Lynn Brown. I'm a SILK member, and also I'm an ambassador for independent living. Thank you.
Is there anyone else? It was listed. Is that what
Everyone, I'm Brittany Stuckey. I'm the Silk Secretary. I'm also a Ward 8 advocate.
It doesn't look like anyone else.
And I'm Dr. Damon Johnson, a state liaison for DDS at RSA.
Right. Anyone else?
I would like to say something. I just want to thank the mayor office.
Can you tell us
for
who you
calling
are?
and wishing. I just want to thank the mayor office for calling and wish me a happy birthday.
Can you tell us who you
Thank
are?
you. My name is Lynn Brown. My name is Lynn Brown.
I was gonna say that, Miss Brown, at the end, but yeah, today is Miss Brown's birthday, everyone.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Miss Lynn.
Hey, thank you.
May it be as special as you are.
Amen. Thank you.
Okay, we want to remind everyone to keep their voices up and to introduce yourself before you make a comment. And at this time, we will hear from Robin Mendez. Newell, who will share the agenda with us.
Okay, we have called to order. We have introduced our special guest.
You got to speak up.
We have done our roll call. I will review the agenda. Item number 5 is review the previous July 17, 2025 minutes of the meeting. 6, the executive director, Denise Bush, will report the model application member status, the status of the proposal website vendor, the PPI approval, the pending spill approval and amendment, the 501c3 application status, pending consumer forum updates, the pending member roles and responsibilities of training. Item number 7, Chairperson Robin Mendes New will report the open house, the advocacy event updates, the yard sale fundraiser, the executive director's evaluation, updated literature, the letterhead, the business cards and brochures, in the National Olympic Conference, which was held in July. Item number 8 is any announcements, and we will return by the chair myself. I can let you know.
Okay, do you have the previous minutes?
The previous minutes looks like they were just sent out by Brittany Stuckey, or at least it's the June 17th.
July
Excuse-
17th.
Okay, on this document, it does say June 17th, but it maybe just means July 17th.
Yeah. Do you feel like reading now?
Oh, okay, let's.
Because you're the closest to the voice availability.
Oh, sure, no problem at all.
Thank you, Brittany.
No problem. Okay, so
Brittany T.
this is Brittany Tarver, DDS project manager here. This is the July 17th, 2025 meeting notes. However, just want to make sure that I let you know on the document, it does say June 17th, 2025.
Correction, Ken.
That would be a correction, but that is, just wanted to be clear with that. Do you want me just to read over the
Yes, you
order of
can.
business?
Yeah, you can basically just, yeah.
Okay, so the order of business from last meeting, category unfinished business. Spill was resubmitted on July 8th, 2025 per Damon, waiting on a reply from ACL. Executive Director evaluation done by officers must be submitted to Damon by the end of July. Damon will secure a room at DDS for the open house. Brittany Stuckey will make the flyer. The theme is connection, collaboration, communication. DC SIL will make a running list of who wants to join and assist as needed. DDS and MODA staff will assist as well. For the new business, Treasury report, leasing space agreement has to be added to amended spill for payment. Need to form a committee to begin planning the consumer forum and logistics surrounding youth summit. SILC recruitment has been 25 members to comply, discuss more effective methods for outreach. Section 3, future action steps, establish articles of incorporation, establish bylaws, establish a 501c for the SILC. Darnice will follow up on approval of proposals sent by the web developer. Darnice will get approval of payment for business cards. And then for the closing, the next meeting, it says will be on September 18th. Here we are. The meeting was adjourned at 1:20.
Okay.
Thank you.
And also, the recorded minutes and, are online under DDS on the DDS site.
Okay.
That you can pull them up, the automated, well, the electronic minutes. So. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, I am next. This is Darnie speaking, and I am responded. Okay, my first agenda item is motor application member statuses. And I spoke with a representative at Motor who was very helpful to us during our open house. And we had a very successful open house. We had well, we actually had about 8 people to express interest and start applications. However, I did speak with Mr. Jackson Scott this week, and they have not been vetted yet. So the process has not been completed. So hopefully, at least, well, out of the 8 serious people, I think at least 5, because we've been helping people. So 2 people already had their application in, One is online, her name is Renee. And,
Just called me, so she is about to join the meeting shortly.
oh, okay.
And just another small note, I'm clearing out the other room. You guys can keep meeting, but if it's more comfortable, I can move you over to the other room with the screen and things like that. Folks don't mind moving in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, because I couldn't hear nothing that was just
You
said.
can see the meeting. I'm just gonna pull it up over there.
Oh,
Okay.
Transition.
Thank you. Thank you, Charlize. Cause we having problems right here. But we are adaptable. So, oh, I was talking about the membership. So, and speaking with Scott, they also had a lot of changes too. So that's why they're actually behind as well. We have, the membership has visited, the idea of having another open house because that was so successful. So,
And I was able to submit my application. I apologize for being late.
and say your name.
Yes, Chloe Peoples from Disability Rights DC.
Yeah.
Yes, as a
Yeah,
client
we saw
assistant.
people from your office, I didn't even know that.
Yes, yeah, I'm sorry. I was just in the
You
meeting
just
over
left.
there, and that's why I'm late, but I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to see you again.
Yeah, yeah.
And the only thing I would say is if there's anyone on the line that wants to address, that, or find out about the status of their, application, they can call me, Darnice, at 202-381-7930. However, I did speak with Scott on Tuesday, and so far, they haven't vetted anyone this week. So, I've made a promise and a commitment to speak with him every week and let him know how pressed we are. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And then, as I said earlier, you weren't here, and we lost two men. Well, one of our members, a senior member, died this week, and the other one was, we had a diehard advocate, Thomas Mines, who passed this week, and he was a pending matter. So. Okay, part B on item B on mine is status of proposed website vendor. We actually found two proposed vendors. However, we had problems with our finances near the end of this fiscal year, and we actually were not able to submit. To respond to the proposal in a timely manner. So that would be number one on our agenda and number one on our resource plan for the new fiscal year. Okay, C, the PPR was approved and it was approved in July. It's very late, but we learned a valuable lesson. We need to be more timely, and we learned that we work well in emergencies. And because it's time now to start already on the PPR for this year. Which is will it be due in November? The new PPR, will it be due in November?
12/31. Oh, the state one will be due, 1/31.
Oh, okay.
1/31, but the end of the year is next week. At the end of this month, I think.
Okay, and the next item on mine is the pending spill approval. And to that end, Miss Mama Do, and Mr. Ahern are actually here to partner with us to assist us in making sure that the current spill is approved and that we can actually move forward with the spill amendment because we plan to amend that spill as we discussed before, so we need to know exactly when we can start it. Okay. The next item on our agenda is 501c3. And if the officers have been researching and reviewing with the assistance of Ms. Stuckey, the previous secretary, the pending secretary, I'm not going to be secretary anymore, because she has to resign. So we know exactly she's let us know the credentials that we need, the paperwork that we have to fill out, the costs and everything. So we can actually actually all of this will probably be done at the beginning of the new fiscal year, which starts October 1. So we'll pray that we'll be resilient in that. F, the next item is F, pending consumer forum updates. So unfortunately, in our partnership to have a consumer forum, the way that our SILC is set up and the way that our consumer forum is always financed is that it's a trifold approach. The SILC pays, the Statewide Independent Living Council pays 1/3. The DC Center for Independent Living pays 1/3. And the Department on Disability Services Independent Living Grant pays 1/3 to finance that event. And that event is a dual event in that we reach out, we always have two separate conferences in one. One is geared to youth and transitional students in school transitioning to life or college. And then the other part is people older, 14 and up, just learning life skills and community issues and the way we want to assist them. They just find out, we give them lots of information, and from that we also get memberships and advocates. As you know, it works differently in the District of Columbia because we don't have senators we don't have voting representation in Congress. And I'm sure everybody in the world knows that now, lately this year. So we need all the advocates we can get. And unfortunately, because funding changed this year, we were not able to have our consumer forum. So we plan to have the consumer forum around February of this year. So we're going to reach out to all our advocates, have plenty of advertising, and we will hope that we will get to our golden number of being able to serve 250 consumers at that event. And the next thing, my last item on the agenda is pending member roles and responsibility training. This year we have been trying so hard to recruit. And as soon as we recruit one person is gone, or people extend or have outlived their 6-year term, so according to the bylaws, you're not supposed to serve more than 6 consecutive years. But fortunately or unfortunately for us, because we come under the mayor's order, and the mayor has to swear our members in, we didn't have official members for quite a time. And so some of our old members were able to renew because they had been suspended. I mean, not suspended, but
No official members.
yeah.
Until.
Oh, yeah, so that's a lifesaver. But the problem was that we need 25 members according to our bylaws. And we haven't reached that stage since COVID, since a little before COVID, so that we can actually change and change the bylaws or even submit to the mayor's office to reduce the number of members. So we're working very hard, and as I said, we plan to have another open house because that was very successful. And we need strong advocates because two of the strongest advocates we had, we lost. And we always speak before the council on issues that involve people with disabilities. And so we need strong advocates. And I'm begging people, please join. And I would turn it over to.
Before you guys get to the next topic, if you want to move to the next
Oh,
one,
okay.
set up, it's larger and I have everything on the screen for you guys. It's just on the same hall, the computer.
Which room is it?
Right.
I was
right
gonna
here,
tell
Joy
Damon.
Evans.
Joy Evans, okay.
Just want to confirm that you all can hear us. We are changing rooms, so those online, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Great.
Kathy Fleming saying yes.
Thank you, perfect.
Mm.
If Ms. Montague wants to move, because this is going to probably capture, it's probably best to keep on this side of the table.
Hello?
Yes, we're here, we're just navigating from one room to another.
And the camera's right here, so we'll wanna be kind of in this zone.
The camera is a 360, so it's just.
Hi, Damien. Hi.
Yep. Can you just make sure you do it in for, I'm not kidding, but I have to go to that in the cell. Just on here at the end, I'm just like, press the end, and then do a control, yes, it's recording. So then you just. Yeah. Camera and microphone here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's your meeting, I'm just listening.
Here. This is the meeting. It kind of comes with it. Yeah. I'm still meeting that.
Can I do that? Yeah. Yeah.
And was that everyone from the last room?
Yes.
All right.
Your items are still in there.
All right, Ms. Burgess, I have another meeting, so I have to leave this meeting, but Brittany is going to, head us out. There, it's just that this camera and microphone isn't on, so as long as they kind of speak up a little bit, this camera is 360, so it's going to capture. But
just sitting over there, you might have to speak louder.
yeah, just a tad bit louder, that's all. Thank you all so much. Have a great meeting. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, all right, was there any questions to be directed to our executive director, Denise, over her report?
No.
For the items on the agenda? If not, I will proceed with my report as the chairperson. As Denise had just explained about the open house, it was a success that was held on August 26th. At this office, at the DDS office, in one of the conference rooms from 12 from 10 to 12 p.m. There were, I believe there was, Brittany, the total number that you took for attendance on that day of the open house. Because we had some online.
Just give me a second.
Okay, all right, I'll get back to item A. Item B, the advocacy event update for September 30th has been canceled due to financial issues. And we will set another date after the fiscal year commences on October 1st. Our yard sale fundraiser set for October 25th will be held at the DC Center Independent Living from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And the purpose of this fundraiser is to raise the money so that we will be able to do our application process for the 501c3. The executive director's evaluation was emailed to Dr. Damian Johnson. Most of it turned it in by July 30th of 2025. Because we were required to evaluate our executive director. And I had a comment on that because we have to set up the form, the questionnaire survey that you have to fill out. Because it was, some of us felt it was unfair for us to have to evaluate someone when we just got into office as of January of this year, 2025. So for some of the questions that you have to evaluate the person on, you have not experienced or observed the executive director to execute those duties required of them. You know, if you had been in office for maybe a year or a year and a half or whatever, then, you know, because I feel it was unfair how you had to answer. You had a choice of answers to choose.
Robin, hold on. This is Brittany Stuckey. So for all of the questions, there was an option to say, I do not have enough information to make a decision. That could have been chosen if you didn't feel confident in making a decision at the time.
Okay, thank you. I overlooked that one. Okay. Thank you. And the update on our literatures, they're in process. The letterhead has been completed. The business cards have been overlooked by the board members and some members of the SILC. The only thing is we still have to reformat and update our brochure because we're changing the location, telephone number, our mission statement, our goals. Some of that language has to be edited.
This is Brittany again, Brittany Stuckey. The letterhead is done. The business cards I sent to Antoinette. The issue is that the logo that I was provided is not viable. And so a new logo has to be made because they cannot print the cards with the existing logo. So although I design cards, letterheads, and we have to do the brochure, there needs to be a new logo so that it can be printed properly.
Thank you, Brittany. And as for the National Nickel Conference that was held July 21st and 25th. Speak up a little bit. the National Nickel Conference that was held at the Grand Hyatt Hotel during the week of July 21st until Friday, I believe, was one of the last meetings that was open to the public. It was all day of much scheduled events and speakers. I attended as many as I could for the week. I just did not go on the march. I have recently had surgery and my doctor said I would not be able to be out in that extreme climate heat to do a march from where we were marching from to go all the way to Capitol Hill and get inside and then go before our elected officials with our requests. And they put it out in language in our manual, the booklet for, and it was a Level Up Building Tomorrow Together 2025 Annual Conference on Independent Living presented by the National Council on Independent Living. And they also announced all the new nickel board members, and they had a moment to speak because we had a business, our first business meeting held after our banquet day of lunch. There wasn't many in attendance. There was about 10 of us there. And it was very informative. And I grabbed a lot of information and I could not locate on my notebooks because I had moved around in where I live. And so we had a very busy schedule. They occupied all the conference rooms at that level of the Grand Hyatt Hotel, but there was also other locations where things were held at Lafayette. And I think it was a location that they had exhibits and stuff there. It was held. I'll do that. But they celebrated the 35 years of the ADA. And that was held on the evening after our the day of our banquet, lunch and banquet. And we had dynamite guest speakers and the workshops were very informative. And there was one area I really was enlightened with. It was the area of a group of young men got together and they have been filming people in their area in Nickel to get the experience of a person living with a disability. What it's like to go for your counseling, what it's like to get up for your day, what it's like if you go to church or if you work. And they documented it. It was very interesting and they were willing to extend training or whatever if any other area had a desire to do so, so that we could inform the increase of population that has occurred nationally with the disabled. And the rising number of people now bounded in wheelchairs and power chairs in schools has risen since I've been in this area now for 19 years. I'm from Massachusetts. And that's what I've noticed myself by travelers coming in tourism in the nation's capital. So they had very good vendors out in the lobby area, providing all kind of information, the AI information, the other areas of the training from the ACL-IL. They had a nice table with a lot of literature like this that you can grab and bring home because I've been studying it. I'm new in this position. I have never served as a board member in my life, and I'm just grateful for all the help and assistance I've done thus far. And I am open for any announcements at this time.
When did you say the yard fundraiser?
That's going to be on August 25th. I mean, October 20th.
This is gonna take place in the new fiscal year, right?
Right.
So the SIL had a meeting. This is Brittany from the, Stucky. The SIL had a meeting, so they may have moved the date up based on weather. We'll have to meet about the fundraiser, like a separate committee to plan the fundraiser, but also about the articles of incorporation and the bylaws. I know that we have templates of other states, but that needs to be done before we can apply for the 501(c)(3), and so that needs to be done as soon as possible.
And
break bad because I got my hand raised, but no one's recognized me.
I didn't see your hand.
I just saw it.
Okay, my hand is raised, and these are my questions or inquiries. The orientation cards and brochures, did the person or in organization that said that they couldn't accommodate what we were doing, did they make suggestions to us to scale back or to change the, or sometimes we make things and the delivery of stuff is so over the top that it's not possible to be done. Did they make recommendations about the cards and brochures?
Yeah.
Also, I want
One thing we can do a point by point, Yvonne, so that we can not be overwhelmed. So with the cards, the financial office put me in connection with the person who will be printing them. She did make recommendations, right? So they would need to know how many, because I made two versions, because the first version is the officer's version. So that version will have your name, your position, your contact information. I also made a general members version where the line for the email and the name can be left blank so that it could be more fiscally responsible to print more of those as you onboard new members, right? So
their name to the card. That makes sense.
so you have to provide how many you need printed, but you also have to provide them with a version that is printable, right? So because I only have one version of the logo, that needs to be updated because the current one is kind of blown out, so it's a little bit blurry. We've still been using it, but it needs to be a new logo made so that it can be clear, so that when it's printed on the cards, it'll be viable for people to see. The current one
Okay.
is not. So
My second thing, and I don't want to take up time, if you tell me to put it on the parking lot and we can talk about it later. One thing is a nickel conference. Except for during the pandemic, I have been to them for many years. I would have been happy to walk with our new chairperson with these because I've been there for a long time, and that we should suggest that we have some way of helping people who are new coming in to meet that, because the nickel conference actually is very important. And so if a person is new to the thing, there are other people who are here who have been involved in the nickel conference that can help to introduce them. Since we have no states' rights, we have no rights at all. It's very important, and to also learn about what other states are doing, and also states learn from us, because we are more proactive as far as taking care of people who are disabled than maybe some of the other states. So that was what I was going to say, is we should have some formal way of passing knowledge between people people that were in the positions or have knowledge before, and our new people. And also if we have some kind of way to help people with our brochures and way of, because we communicate not with this with ourselves or with legislators, but we're communicating with our own membership. We have our disability population is very diverse, between people like myself with mobility and mental health concerns and other people. So it's very important that we work on those things. And I'm landing my plane. I like I said, I didn't see any venue to make these two things to happen. I'm putting in the chat my phone number and stuff so people can do it. And again, I want to say to Brittany Stuckey that I appreciate everything that you have done for the Silk over this period of time. And I'm landing my plane.
thank you, Yvonne. I appreciate it.
Brittany T, I would like to respond to Yvonne. I agree with you in terms of how important the nickel conference is. However, during the fiscal year, when we plan our resource plan, we also plan to go to nickel and the Silk Congress, and we don't have lots and lots of money to send a lot of people. And so two people were designated to go to the Silk Congress, but nobody went. And then only two people were designated to go to, the nickel conference this year. And fortunately, well, unfortunately, we thought that it would be better to send seasoned people that could share the information because they could better receive the information that they would get at nickel. Because
And
a
it would
lot of,
be good to have people on standby and people to get debriefed when people come back from these conferences, and there should be a meeting so that people can be debriefed, and that as a result of what's happening in the conference, there may be
we actually had,
Well, okay, everyone, this is Brittany. We have to clarify, right? So some people went to the conference and some people worked the conference, right? So for example, I worked the conference, so I couldn't sit in for certain things, but Robin went to the conference and sat in for certain meetings. So we have to be clear about, I think beforehand, who's responsible to carry what information, when and where. And I don't think that that was maybe clear. And so now this is good to have the discussion now, but that wasn't discussed prior to the nickel conference.
That's very good. And for people that are going to go out to disseminate this to the disability population, not just with MDDS. And that's what I'm suggesting is important. I know that it was not intentional to be done that way, but I'm just saying that sometimes there is a marrying of previous things that have been done, and so that we can do it so that our disability communication, our disability community can be served better. That's all I'm suggesting. I'm not passing blame on anyone. I'm just saying that going forward, that we can look at that, how we can do that so that whether we have different constituency, the blind, the hearing impaired, mobility, mental health and stuff, so that when we come back from these events, the purpose of going and why we want to solicit information and funding to go to that is because all of these different constituencies benefit from it. I know for me going, I benefited from going to finding out how it would help us as far as things when there's disaster concerns. And people don't think about disaster concerns when we talk about people that were disabled, where they're gonna go and stuff like that. So I'm just saying that we need to, in the future, not now, we can't do it now, is to look at more and more how we can make sure that when we go to these things, and it's very important because we're so isolated in DC, we're so disenfranchised, and our persons with disability are more disenfranchised that we spread the information. In my plane.
we cannot hear you, Yvonne.
Yvonne, I get what you're saying, but the budget only covered for a certain number of people to go. The people that the price to go was $350. So realistically, we would have to raise money first so that more people can go, so that what you're asking can be done. But at the state that we were in at the time, that wasn't realistic for the money that we had.
Brittany, I'm saying that even for the few people that go, that has to be a process when they come back to disseminate the information. I'm not saying, I understand that we don't have the funds and that we should have a way of disseminating information. The fact that the mayor asked for us to have more people on our council indicates to me that they want more of a representation, and that we can press for that. But I'm just saying that when we have set up these things, that we should say, to make the best use for the Washington DC, that we should have some kind of way to disseminate information in another way. I understand what you're saying, that we only have limited ways that one or two people will go, but we still have to have ways of disseminating the information. And that's all I'm saying. I'm landing my plane.
Understand what you're saying, and just to piggyback a little bit off what Brittany said, I'm gonna say about myself. We went down as a dual membership. We went down as the DC Center for Independent Living, although we do wear the hat as a SILC board members. Our first was to be there as a DCCIL members, staff members first. So it may look like we was there, but we was there under the centers.
And they were our two board members. And I wanted to add one other thing. When I was unaware that the other designated person was unable to attend, I had spoke with the person in charge at the check-in table. I said, if the person does not show up on the next day or by Wednesday, can they be replaced with a SILC member? And she said there would be no problem. And what had happened was we actually had the member show up that is vision impaired. She's here right now in this quarterly meeting present.
You can say my name.
It was Kim Bellamy. And there was another PC Center Independent Living consumer, which was Deborah Bonds. And what had happened, that was on the Wednesday. And what was sad to see what they did, because we know by attending the other previous years that on the day of the banquet, there were numerous empty tables that food got wasted, and they said there was no room for them to attend just for that day. And that day was a major workshops that they wanted the information about. So all they could do was grab the stuff at the vendor tables, but they weren't allowed to even to attend the workshops after the banquet was over. That's what happened.
Well, I would like to say that the reason that we are reorganizing, and since COVID, whatever, we are going back to what we used to do and partnering with each other. We're trying to make our internal strength organized so that we can then go and talk before the council, talk to other organizations. Because we always partner with other organizations, really, when we have the consumer forum, because we have vendors there, over 30 vendors each time. So we're already reaching out to the community, but I don't want to burn out the few members that we have while we're trying to recruit. Sending everybody out to different places. And as some of our members already said, they're ambassadors and they have certain days during the week or whatever, that they go to different libraries and different venues to talk about the SILC and the center and what's available for people with disabilities in the District of Columbia. And I think we're doing a dynamite job considering how many people we don't have.
I'm just saying that in the chat, I'm not able to put in there. I'm not suggesting that. What I'm suggesting is that when we send people, whether it's to the SILC Congress or to the NICL, is that there should be some kind of debrief so that or report so that people can know what we have learned. That's all I'm suggesting. And I am not being allowed to put in the chat for that. And that's what I'm saying is that, of course, even if you have one or two to go there, I am not allowed to put in the chat. I'm just saying that we need to have a formal channel of when we go to these things, that information from them be disseminated, not just to the SILC, but other organizations who have people that are disabled. That's all I'm saying. I'm landing my plane on that day. And I understand we have, but
a newsletter, so it may be helpful if you decide to disperse it that way, since you already do similar work. That could be helpful.
Yeah,
I'm not able to tell you anything. And what I'm saying is that we need to be able to say that if we have one or two people to go to something, when they come back, that part of their role is disseminate. In other words, if you go and you're asking to go, you should be able to disseminate information that is helpful, not just to your group of the SIL or the SILC, but to other organizations or groups that have people with disabilities, so that we can benefit persons with disabilities in the District of Columbia. I'm landing my plane. I had to get off here because y'all upsetting me to no end.
I don't know why, because we're just discussing what should take place.
Well,
We just
We have to consider this for the future. I always say we can't go back to the past. We have to look at the future and say, can we do? What we can do to the next silk, to the next nickel? What is it we want to share with them? What is it that we have?
But can I say this real quick? Because when we go to the nickel, those sessions that we go to are to help us using our everyday life to able to work with our consumers. That's what the information that when we go to these sessions is that it's for us to be able to better serve our consumers. That's what our role is for when we go there.
No disagreement. No disagreement whatsoever. I'm just saying that there should be better dissemination. And in doing that, we should also be asking for the mayor and other people that they have other people to represent us to go to these things, and that there be a formal process of disseminating the information. That's all I'm saying. And I'm landing my plane, and I say it cannot be done for what happened in the past. Going forward, it might be this year, next year. How are we going to do this going forward?
Did you want to say? We are doing this, but we don't want to burn out the members that we have. We
How
are
many
short
How
of
many
25
people went to the
I don't
nickel?
know why we keep discussing this. We don't have a website. We're trying to get organized.
I have a
So I
question.
thought that your suggestion is an idea for the future. And there's no problem with suggesting that.
Landing my
And what we have is we do disseminate information within the board, and at times, like this is a quarterly meeting at that time. So I don't see why you get so upset.
And just one question, just because I haven't been to all of the board meetings. We have a lot going on,
Yes.
just from like, there's a ton going on. Do we have working groups? That different committee members or board members can be part of, that can focus on one task so that we have. So it's not all on maybe one or two people, but.
That was our intention, but the thing was, we were trying to get the literature updated, and there was things that on the timeline. And the reason.
So we haven't been able to.
We haven't been able to do it because we were I tried to nominate a project coordinator. And she declined.
Excuse me, I'm sorry to interrupt. I think it would be very helpful to all of you when someone speaks, identify yourself. Remember, we have blind and visually impaired colleagues in this meeting. And it's very important to identify who you are when you speak.
Yes, it is. And I apologize. It was Chloe Peoples from Disability Rights DC that asked about the working groups, but I apologize.
I owe a bigger apology. This is Richard Sims.
And Robin knew
the chair, I'm sorry. But the thing was, we discussed the different kind of.
We just don't want to burn out the membership that we have. We are in a definite 100% phase of reorganizing. Period. And we unfortunately, we don't have a website in place now. We lost our website. So that was a great point of information. But the center has let us use their website, but it's not the same as having your own. So
And this is Chloe
but we
again.
thank them for their assistance.
I just know that we've done, I have not been accepted yet, my application is pending. But there's been such a big push for recruitment and adding more people. But there's still, a lot of things that are kind of urgent and need to be done. And I know that people are working a lot behind the scenes. I think it could be helpful, even if people would volunteer for different tasks. I'm happy to be involved in things. But maybe we have do we have bylaws?
That's what but they're being revised.
Okay. So maybe if we could talk about a list of the item actions that need to be happening right now, we could create working groups.
Because it's really right now, the chair, the actual board meets weekly almost, to do the behind the scenes things going on. And it's actually report time too for our, so we don't wanna overtax the people that we do have. We don't want them to leave, like we done burnt our secretary out, Miss Stuckey. And we burnt her out in a few months. And so we, it's a hardship for us.
So we have to, excuse me, this is Robin, the chair, we need to, nominate a new secretary or see if anyone would like to nominate himself for that position, because we do need a secretary for this board.
We need a secretary or we need a paid administrative assistant. And because it's the new fiscal year.
No. It's not or. You need both. You're supposed to have someone that does that, and the secretary position is totally different. So you can get someone to be an intern as your administrative assistant and nominate a new secretary, but you need both things. Those positions do not overlap.
Thank you, mister. You sure you don't want to stay?
I will assist with the 501c3 before I leave, but no, thank you.
You will be missed. You missed already.
I appreciate, this is Robin again, I appreciate all all that you have done.
Yes.
And you have continued to do so.
What I want to suggest real quick, this is Kathy Fleming, is that we really need to get that administrative assistance position filled ASAP, because that's going to really help you all in that with getting out whatever materials you need to get out, and and getting the typing up and doing all of that, because that's probably was a little bit of a burden on Brittany Stuckey. So if we can look and see what the budget is for maybe hiring somebody and putting that position out there, so we can like recruit somebody that will help out on that.
Or another loophole is an intern. Like I said, if you draft a pros and cons, a list of why the board is significant, and reach out to different colleges in the area, they may supply you with the intern where you just give them hours for providing services. But whatever it is, you need that as soon as possible.
Hi, this is Richard Sims again. Let me just say something that over the years that I've learned about the SILC and independent living services, et cetera. I think one of the important things that we have to do more than anything else is provide training for this board.
Yeah.
It is imperative that we understand what the central tenets of independent living are. If we don't know what they are, then what we do when we go out and work with other people, with significant individuals, it's all for naught, I think. So I think the board needs to start looking at training, what the role of the SILC is, how the SILC can, as by law, your definition of the SILC is to support the network of centers for independent living in the area. And I think that the first thing we need to do is get some training for the SILC board. Then everybody's on good footing from there with a clear understanding of the philosophy and the task environment. What do you think about that, Ed?
Well, business being applicant, can I comment?
Yes.
I think James Kennedy, I think Mr. Sims is absolutely correct. And the previous young lady that spoke about the interns, that's a viable area to go for in universities to get that assisted additional help. However, you need somebody at a certain academic level to oversee that for the universities. But yeah, you gotta get the bylaws together.
Well, that training exists already.
Yeah, but it exists in a form that they want to revamp. So
No. There is a research and training division. It used to be done by ILRU. Now it's been Ed Ahern. Who's doing it now?
So I've been reluctant to jump in. This is Ed Ahern. I want to let you have your dialogue, and you've talked about some great things. You have some core issues, Mr. Sims, thank you. Having a knowledge of the State Independent Living Council, the roles, and we fund the government funds this, the Independent Living Network, and so there are requirements. currently you don't have an approved spill that was due last year. You know, so you have some real core tenant things, but I think Mr. Sims is right. We can get you, we have a training and technical assistants, they're wonderful, they have live trainings, they have all of their recordings, and they all have interpreters, and they have everything you need. We can set you up with all of that great support, bring you all to the same level, and then start asking these questions. But I do think education, on independent living and what your requirements are. You know, you have a great honor and some big boots, you know, this is a lot of work. So really, our job at ACL is to help you succeed. And we have the tools, but there are the requirements. So you have some real core things to consider. And that's why we're here. We've always been, Aisha and I, we've always been a partner. You know, we at ACL are partners. But there is a structure, there are things that need to be in place, bylaws, you know, those types of things. And so we want to be seen as your partner. But let us, allow us to help.
That would happen because I'm raising my hand, but I'm not being able to be in the chat. And I agree with you that we need to do that. We need basics. The basics have to be done first.
We'll get you that.
And it's actually on the
cart
agenda.
before the horse.
This is Brittany Stuckey.
I mean, man, come on, folks. Let Ed finish his statement, please.
Hold on. Cut him off.
That back at
Mr.
me?
Ahern, were you finished? You weren't finished, were you?
No, I mean, just a
Neither
couple
were
of things I want to say too, is you also have the makeup of your board. The makeup of your board has a certain requirements too. Designated state entity, a maximum number of people that work with the SIL. I mean, a minimum, you know, and more people that don't work with agencies. So you really need to be aware of that because all of that is tied to your funding. So having you get an overall training first, I think is good, but then like an independent living training, but then jump right into the roles and responsibilities of a board, of a SIL. You know, and then this is going back to what Ms. Smith was saying. This is where you wouldn't all have to attend it, but you could take the training and then 15 minutes in your next board meeting, you could do a mini training. I attended this, I learned this. Here are the materials, here are the PowerPoint slides.
Good point.
So.
And we just share that information within our group. We haven't been going back out to the community this time.
No, this is about you guys right now.
Yeah.
Right, we're just talking about internal for whoever is a member. Hard to understand, everybody here is members of the SILC. So, you know, but we're talking about the SILC members at this point.
And we've actually been exchanging information when we go out to the community.
No.
Bringing it.
But that training is critical, folks. That professional training of SILC boards is critical to your existence.
This is Brittany Stuckey. The trainings were sent out by Damon. I also sent out another training. They were sent out prior. We just didn't pick a date. I know that Darnice initially said she wanted them to be done in person. So the date needed to be decided on so that everyone could be trained, which we talked about numerous times. So it may be advantageous to pick a date today and a deadline for them to be done so that everybody's on the same page.
Good point.
Because people didn't respond.
We have to be able to communicate. If even on this call, we cannot communicate, that's a problem. So we have to be able to communicate.
People aren't responding to the emails that Ms. Stuckey sent out and Damon sent out about the training.
I'm not able to communicate on this call. You are not allowing me to communicate.
Yvonne, come on, for God's sake,
This is true.
You're not being positive at all.
Okay, order.
I'm
Mr.
a visiting applicant, and I've been to two SILC meetings.
Somebody keeps getting cut off.
I'm not encouraged.
Wait one, Mr. Kennedy.
I would just like to offer, Aisha and I would like to offer, allow us to take the spearhead on helping you with some training or pointing you to it, giving you what might be the best and the quickest, more opportunities, and then you can just circulate it amongst your, we can have somebody come in and do a live training, the basics of what is a SILC. So allow us to give you some recommendations for trainings.
Great.
So Damon, what was the training that you had already signed us up for?
I didn't sign anybody up for training.
But you recommended.
I sent out some YouTube links that discuss the different roles and responsibilities, what the SILC was and so forth. So
I think they were from IL and
I can't
TA or.
Yes, that's where it was from. I sent it out as well.
Yeah, and then nobody responded to say when they would be available.
I think Mr. Kennedy was saying something, maybe
I
finish.
tabled.
No, you don't have to. Now.
But, I don't even know what SILC is. Keep throwing around acronyms and.
Statewide Independent Living Council.
Yeah, that needs to be stated, because I get 1,000 acronyms a day and still don't know, but.
That's my fault.
Organizational development, Sims is correct, the gentleman down there is correct. You don't have organizational development, you ain't got nothing. You gotta put it together.
And it's actual time to do reports. So,
I just, established a teachers association 501c3 with the necessary certificates. We know the steps we have to take. We know the steps you have to take for organizational development. We need to agree to disagree and realize that this work we're doing is work.
it is work.
It's work. And if you come to decide to be upon a board like this or an organization as an advisor, expect to work.
Doesn't matter as far as.
You gotta work. In this current administration, we need all hands on deck.
Yes, and this is Kim Bellamy. We must learn to work together, to disagree and to not agree, but not get so upset with each other.
I
That
think
really
that
turns people away.
well, this is Darnice. I hate that we keep redressing the same items. But then when we send the emails out about the training or when you're available, the full membership is not responding.
And you need to look for
And
new
the
minutes.
problem is the same people respond over and over. And I know how it is to get burnt out. And I really don't want to burn out the people that we had.
Hey,
And so-
Darnice, I'm sorry, this is Richard Sims. Darnice, I think Ed made a good comment earlier on, Ed Ahern. He said that you could get a core, and I'm just paraphrasing that, you get a core of people to take this training, maybe 3 or 4, and come back and give it to the others. So if you can get that nucleus of people to get the training, then you can come back and give it to the other people.
Well, we already had that nucleus because we.
Then let's move on with it, yeah.
And then,
At a time.
this is Chloe, just a passing comment. As a pending member, I don't get any of the emails. So I'd like to be more involved, if I could be added to the email.
Okay, can you make sure that you give Brittany T down at the computer, your email address?
I have it. I have it.
Great email. I'll send it to Brittany as well. This is Brittany Stuckey, actually.
Damon, who has all of the information.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Brittany. Can you say it again, please?
It's Brittany Tarver speaking, and for Brittany Stuckey, can you send the information to Damon
Johnson?
Absolutely, no problem.
But Damon, you wanna verbalize your email? For
My
people
email-
here that wanna.
My email address is Damon, DAMON.Johnson, JOHNSONJR @dc.gov.
Thank you.
This is also Brittany Stuckey. I think also something that we need to be very clear about is what is as a collective, what is our mission, but also as individuals, what are we here to do? Like, what is our goal as individuals on this board, and what are we here to provide? Because I think that people have different, you have to make sure that your initiative or your goal for being here is to be a part of the collective. And I'm not sure that we're all on the same page.
That's right.
Well, basically, there's nothing for us without us. And we cover every disability group, all of the most severe disability groups are under independent living. And the thing is, you shouldn't be here if you don't want to make life better for people with disabilities, period.
Oh, that's it, okay.
So I think we have a good group of people, but as I say, people get burned out, but you know.
I'm gonna say something quick. Thank you. Ed Ahern here again. Thank you for allowing us to sit in. We have to leave. Want to say, in addition to your internal emails, the Office of Independent Living Programs has a newsletter that we put out to SILCs, to our Centers for Independent Living, to our designated state entities. So if you get your email, I will ask Aisha to circulate her email with your with the group here so that you can all email Aisha and ask her to be added to that. So you'll start to get a broad sense of independent living. Right now, it will only go to the designated state entity, which you will learn about what that is. And the Center for Independent Living and the State Independent Living Council. So, but we can add additional names. So if you want to know more, it might be a great thing for you guys to see a broader understanding of independent living.
Because it's nationwide in every state.
Yes.
State and territories.
Right.
District is one.
Right, 400 centers for independent living across the country, 54 state independent living councils, so.
So thank you so much.
It's not government, it's all the community involved.
Good to see you, Ed.
Thanks, everyone. I'm gonna leave my card here in case anyone needs you have it, but I'll pass it down. You pass that down for me. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Sir,
Thank you so much, all.
Sir,
Aisha.
what's
Both
his
of us
name?
are happy to be here
Ed
and really
Ahern?
enjoyed your.
Ed, Thank you. Do you have another card?
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you, because what we do need, I'm gonna say this is my first one meeting here, is that we all need a basic understanding of what this is, what it does.
Who's talking?
Terms and definitions, and then I think that a lot of the things that people were saying can be said in a more succinct and productive way. We can get a lot done after we go through some training.
Who's speaking?
Angie Whitehurst.
Okay, I didn't know. I asked that we announce ourselves.
Thank you.
Mr. Sims, this is Robin. She's an applicant in process to become a SILC member. And we were considering her for the
administrative assistant.
I'm just, yeah, that's great. I'm just reminding people that we have blind people in the room and they don't know they don't see who's talking.
My apologies, and I do understand that because I have had challenging sight at different times.
Yes, ma'am.
I apologize.
Thank you very much.
So is there something that we haven't covered?
Yes, you need to vote for a new secretary.
Yeah, we have to.
We're not gonna vote for secretary today.
No. I just want to, if I may, I'll just take this is Richard Sims again. Just a reminder that we lost a real soldier in the battle for the rights for people with disabilities. Most of you know George Agahunde, and George passed away September the 5th. That's the day we had that terrible rain, and George got soaked in that rain trying to catch a bus on New Hampshire, on Rhode Island Avenue. The time his family got home, seems that he had sat in those clothes for a while. And he'd already suffered from low blood pressure. But they put him to bed. He didn't want to eat. And he just gave him his medication to get him out of the wet clothes. Went in to check on him the next morning and he did not respond. But all that to say that George was a true warrior. Most of you who knew him, he believed in what he did. And he would fight for you. He would fight for your rights. And I just want you to know that his services will be Friday, September the 19th at 11 o'clock at the Church of Incarnation and it's going to be streamed live as well. That church is at 800 880 Eastern Avenue Northeast, the Church of the Incarnation. So just remember George's family in your prayers. Most of you've had some contact with him, and you know what type of mild-mannered guy he was, and his type of sarcastic and dry humor. And I just wanted to let you know he served us well.
Yeah, and just to say, it starts streaming at 9:30 at Incarnation Church. Sorry.
Thank you, Kathy.
And if you need to get the Zoom, the streaming information, we can get that over to you all.
Oh, okay. I would like to also say for the people that missed it, that Thomas Lucius Mangrum also passed on the 17th.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. He had been off and on ill for some time, so for the last year at least. So.
Yesterday?
Yes.
Yes, 4 o'clock.
Yesterday.
About his arrangement.
This is Robin. I received the email from Project Action from Tiffany Yule, and she sent it all to us. Cause I am also a member of Project Action, and he passed 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thomas on his name.
I tell you what, this is Richard Sims. If you knew Thomas Lucius Mangrum, if you were at a meeting, if nobody was there, he'd be there.
Yes, he would. Yeah.
He would be there. Keep me apprised of the services, please. Somehow, just send me something. rsims@dccil.org. I've got another meeting, but I plan to get more involved with this. I think the training is crucial, folks, and we'll get it done. And maybe Kennedy will say a prayer for us all.
Okay. The only announcement that I have is that we're not gonna really select the secretary because we don't have enough people here to vote. Right. Well, I guess we do, but.
I think you gotta have a volunteer first, right?
Well, we burnt out people already, so I mean, I don't want to burn anybody else out at this point. And I'm also trying to find out about, because it's the end of the fiscal year and the beginning of the new, what steps I need to take to see if we can get an administrative assistant. And I'm also gonna follow Ms. Stuckey's idea about responding to different colleges for internships. So that'll be pending, and I'll keep you abreast of it through email.
So we need to send out the samples of the articles of incorporations from the other states so that at some point one is compiled, because we need to submit the 501c3. So the first couple steps include articles of incorporation. Also, the bylaws need to be updated. So those two things they're necessary for the 501c3 process to begin. So we have to start looking at those things before my exit date. So
other people have ideas about bylaws or suggestions, submit those to the membership too as well. So we can make.
And excuse me, everybody, my ride should be pulling up. And did you want James Kennedy to say a prayer as he's leaving with me?
Oh, okay. We'll say a prayer.
And thank you.
You need prayer.
Yes.
All the time.
Let us pray. Gracious one, We thank you for the gathering and the interest of those around this table and on Zoom, and the work that very much needs to be done. You said high, you look low, and you know the chaos that are in the lands today and how we must step forward to resolve those issues. So even though the work is massive, we must step back and take courage. As they said in times of old, it's time to gird up our loins, get out there and get it done. So we ask that you be with us in each meeting that is convened and help us to govern our minds and our responses, focusing on the issues, the goals, and the tasks that needs to be done. Send volunteers that will pick up this work. There's a lot that are retired. They can come out of retirement and do some of this work as well. Help us to realize that we're part of the solution. If we don't join together to fight what is, then we'll go down with nothing. So we ask your assistance, we ask your help in everything we do. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.
Is any other comments before we adjourn?
Brittany, when is your last day?
Okay.
October 2nd, I'll be working unofficially to help submit the 501c3 though, but my official date is October 2nd.
Okay, so can I say something? Can we get the bylaws and stuff for the past, so we can just look at that and maybe we just need to tweak what we've already have?
We're in the process of working on that, so I
Okay.
will.
This is Chloe.
And that was Kathy Fleming, I'm sorry.
I've done some work on the bylaws with the State Rehabilitation Council, so I'm happy to offer any assistance in crafting bylaws or anything like that.
Oh, we should go on that.
Chloe,
Yeah, we definitely need your help.
614.
Experience in those areas.
You do too. So maybe we can do a bylaws. Yeah, we do. Thank you, James.
And I'll participate on that.
Sorry, what's your number?
Yeah.
Let me, do you want me to give you mine?
Yes.
202 381 7930. You in the office with Angela White, right? I mean,
No, Allison White. No, I'm with Sandy Bernstein, if you know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. At Disability Rights DC. Yeah.
Oh, that's where you are.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, all y'all are partners, you know, who can use it.
Well, I adjourn. All in favor? Thank you.
Thanks, Damon.
What I do, Ms. Darlene?
You attended.
Oh, yeah, I have to.